Hey everybody, if it's your first time stopping by, welcome. We're happy that you're here. If you have been with us before, welcome back. Remember, hit that subscribe button so that you can catch future episodes. We show all things hunting, shooting, outdoors, and adventure, but there is more to it than that. Today, we're going to talk about conservation, preservation, and giving back. Stay tuned to learn how you can do your part.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mac Outdoors podcast, where a dynamic mother-daughter duo share their adventures, tips, and advice. I am Mia, and I'll be accompanied by the one and only daughter, Leah. It is time to get to outdoors, hunt, shoot, and spend time with family and friends. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome back to another week, everybody. It's Mia and Leah, and we're here to talk to you again about a few things outdoors, or maybe hunting or conservation or something like that today. Actually, last week we talked to you about Leah's trapping, and we also, the week before, we talked about turkey hunting. But this week we have both been working really hard, along with several other volunteers, in a project that we do each year, and it is an annual banquet fundraiser event, and some of you may have attended these and some of you may have not attended them, but we wanted to talk about our local Four Corners SCI banquet fundraiser. That is what we want to bring to you. Leah is a board member, and I am a board member. I'm the chapter secretary. But Leah, why did you join the board at Four Corners SCI?
I joined the board, first because I love to help with a good cause like this, and they donated to one of my shooting groups in the past years, and I felt I needed to give back and show that we were thankful for their support by being on their board and helping them with their events.
Right. So as she said, part of being a volunteer is giving back. And that also is why I joined the board for Four Corners SCI, was to give back. And part of the chapter's mission statement is to promote good fellowship among all who love the outdoors and hunting. And so if you've been to a fundraiser event from any of these conservation organizations, you know that part of going to the event is the fun and fellowship.
There is a lot of work that goes into this, especially for a volunteer. I know all of us have been working hard for about 2 months in getting donations and spreading the word about what SCI is so people understand what our cause is. We have donated a lot to helping fight bills that are in motion to hinder our hunting and public lands.
And so, as she said, there's a lot of work that goes into creating these fundraiser events. Although they are a lot of fun for attendees, the behind the scenes is incredible. And I don't say that to discourage you from becoming a volunteer, because becoming a volunteer is very rewarding. And part of the work we do and the money that you spend when you purchase things at these auctions and fundraisers, or even if you're just buying raffle tickets, is you're supporting the chapter and their main focus. So as I said, we promote fellowship and hunting, but we also promote conservation. We try to educate youth, sportsmen, and the public in conservation of wildlife, forests, and natural heritage. We share the knowledge and hunting experiences with not just our membership, but with everybody. And as you know, we do that here on Mac Outdoors as well. The Four Corners SCI and these subchapters, we're nonprofit organizations. And when you go, I know a lot of people go to these events and they're looking for a great deal at an auction. That's not really what I believe most people's main focus should be when they go to these fundraising events, because when you go, you're there to support what that organization is supporting. And in our case, as Leah said, she was a member of a shooting club, and the chapter donated toward that shooting club, and we gave money to support their entry fees, their travel, their insurance. Some of it went towards ammunition. We've also, as a chapter, donated to wildlife studies here in Southwest Colorado. We donated to Colorado Parks and Wildlife to the bear habitat study where we bought collars, batteries, and such for bears to track them and see their paths and hibernation studies and actually how they're interacting with humans in the residential areas. So there's a lot more into just going to the banquet than just fellowship. And so this year and last year, Leah has been our main photographer for donation items so that we can get them promoted on our social media and websites. For the Four Corners SCI chapter, you can find them at fourcornerssci.com as well as on Facebook at Four Corners SCI. They have a Facebook page. But there's a lot shared there, such as legislative issues. And this last week, we shared information about the New Mexico trapping bill, which is another thing that we have contributed to and given grants to. We actually give grants to lobbyists who head to the capitals, and for us, that's Colorado and New Mexico, since it's a Four Corners chapter. But the lobbyists will head to the Capitol to stand and fight and represent our needs, such as supporting keeping public lands public and supporting keeping firearms, supporting the Second Amendment, as well as other issues that are really of key focus to not just hunters, but gun owners and American citizens. So these organizations, if you have time, it'd be great if you take a look at them, attend a banquet if there's one in your area, or if you have time, become a volunteer.
One thing I really like about the banquet is we always have some amazing hunts from Canada to New Zealand and even Africa. There's a lot of great offers, and I know most of those are people's dream hunts, and it's really cool to see people get excited over a hunt that they could win and go with all their family. And I know we went on a hunt with a guy that donated to our banquet, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. Definitely all the hunts offered are through great people.
Yeah, and that hunt she's talking about, it was a lot of fun. It was a springtime bear hunt in Canada, and neither of us had been there. And so it was quite an experience, a really fun family bonding, which any of you who are hunters know that that's great family time when you're out in the field. And you can purchase hunts at these fundraisers, supporting a great cause, and also realize your dreams and go on these hunts. So that's really cool. What other things do you like that you find at these fundraisers, Leah?
There's a lot of cool products that they end up getting for these. I know there's even some really creative local talent.
Yeah, and local talent. Let's talk about local talent this year. So this year, everybody who volunteers works on donations, and some people have more time than others. And as you all know, it's Leah's senior year in high school, so she's been pretty busy between finishing up her senior year and working on scholarships and getting everything ready for heading off to college. But since she hasn't had time to pound the pavement and get donations, she actually is working on a donation herself, which she completed. But tell us about what you've done, Leah.
So I've had this buffalo skull hanging in my room for a very long time. It's from a hunt one of our friends went on, and he left the skull here, and I figured why not make something with this skull. And of course I got inspiration from Jana Waller, who beads skulls, and I got the idea to take spent brass, cut the ends off, and glue them to this skull. I spray painted it gold and got it all ready. Well, all of the cutting brass was easier said than done. It took 3 or 4 months to really get it all completed. I know it was fun that I got to shoot a little more than usual.
Some range time, making it
Yeah. But it actually turned out really beautiful. It was better than I expected it to be. So I hope that goes good at the auction this year.
Yeah, and so that, we'll have to have Leah share some pictures of that on her website. Her website is leahleggett.com. And we'll have to, when we do the photo shoot for that, put some pictures on her website for you to see, and you can check out this beautiful buffalo skull. And I'm excited that it's going to be in the auction because it just turned out fabulous. And as she said, a local artist, she's an up-and-comer. And she also is doing this just to help support the causes that the chapter supports. So it's really cool to see her doing this for the community.
It was a lot of fun to put together, and partly through it, I was like, oh, it's not going to turn out, and they're expecting it. And I just kept working at it, and
it evolved into a beautiful work of art.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. And speaking of Leah and banquets, it's really neat how some of these organizations incorporate youth into their banquets. And we've been to several. We've been to NWTF banquets, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and other ones. And it's really cool. When she was little, she won a Mossberg 22 at an NWTF banquet. So that was just with raffled tickets, and they drew her number, and she was lucky and won. She won a big, giant halogen spotlight at another banquet. What else have you've come away with a lot of stuff from banquets.
I've won a deer fathead before.
Mm-hmm. And that was at the Colorado Bowhunters Association banquet, which is also coming up in a couple weeks. But they also support legislators at the Capitol in Colorado. So there's another cause. If you have a Bowhunters Association in your state, look and see where the money is going. Like, these people are doing great things and raising money for great causes. And so this year, for the kids, we're really excited. We have a Plinko game, which should be fun. It'll hopefully attract young and old alike, but I think the kids will enjoy that too. Leah won some stuff at one NWTF banquet for guessing how many hairs were in the beard of a turkey. Is that what it was? And she got the closest amount. So that was fun. Like, kids can be involved in that as well. Some banquets have had cap guns where you shot at little screens or targets or something to try to just win a prize. So they can be a lot of fun for everybody. And on that note, we're looking forward to some more hunting. I don't know if we'll actually personally buy hunts at this banquet because we're still trying to plan our time with Leah at college. And we're not quite sure how that's all going to work out. Next week, I will be teleconferencing in with Leah, and I'll be sharing a hunt that I'm going on because I'm headed to Florida for a hog hunt with Remington Outdoors. So I look forward to sharing that with you.
Which I am so jealous that she gets to go on that hunt without me. But anyway, thanks for tuning in this week, guys. We just wanted to share a little bit about what we do behind the scenes of not only hunting but supporting our community. Next week, my mom should have some fun hunting stories from Florida, so be sure to tune in next week. Thanks for listening.